Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Welcome to the Fractured Skull Network, a shitty show where we talk about amazing topics such as music, cult classic movies, skateboarding, BMX, video games, a bunch of cool underground shit. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different music genres that, like, normally I'm into, like, heavier stuff like death metal, punk, hardcore, um, heavier bass stuff. And today I wanted to kind of go into different realms, and go into different waters, to music genres, five different ones that are near and dear to my heart that I think you should check out. Let's just jump right in. We're gonna start this list off. I'll name off the things we're gonna go over quick. We're going to be doing funk punk, aka heavy punk, which is, like I said, awesome. Trip hop, or like sample machine music, or like sampling music, different things like that, Adult Swim style. Outsider music, there's been a great wave of that going on around the internet, and it's caught my fascination. I've known about a couple of those artists for a while, so I really wanted to kind of stick my finger in there and tell you a little bit about that. And also some breakcore, jungle, and liquid like beats, and that sort of style coming out of the '90s. I mean, I don't know too much like heavily about it, but I know a little bit to shed a little knowledge on what I know, enough to get you to check it out. And last but not least, some jazz fusion, or like some '90s J-pop or '80s J-pop, which is almost like vaporwavy. I don't know. I know a lot of vaporwave has like sampled it. So yeah, let's hop right in. We'll start her off with funk punk. My favorite funk punk is classic, old school Red Hot Chili Peppers. Coming out in California. But their album, I freaking forgot the name of their first album. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I know I'm a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. I should know this. I know it has like what's that song? Stone Cold something. Stone Cold. And it's just wacky, wacky funk. And I know the Uplift Mofo Party Plan and the album before that. I don't think Uplift was produced by them, but produced by George Clinton. But I do think that I can't remember the album before that, where it's like a purple album, really trippy, was produced by that. It's a great album. Check it out. Was produced by George Clinton, so you know it's got those funk roots to it. And they're definitely hitting Flea with the slap bass. It's got its own sound and it's unique. Um, my favorite album by Red Hot Chili Peppers is easily probably Blood Sugar Sex Magic. It's got like Sir Psycho on it. Power of Equality is my favorite song on there. It's just endless jammers, endless hits on that album, and it's like one of the primes. I think Give It Away is even on that. Don't quote me on that, but it's a super fun album by them. Number two on the list is Infectious Grooves, 1991, California. Sorry. Yeah, so back to Infectious Grooves, 1990, Infectious Grooves. The first album came out in 1991. Of course, it's got Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies. Um, Sorry if I butcher this. My favorite album by them is Sur, Sur, Sisyphus Arc. But my favorite song by them is definitely Infectious Grooves off their first album. I know they got a song with Ozzy Osbourne on that album that freaking rules. So definitely check out Infectious Grooves. A lot of these I've noticed is from like the California area. Like I want to say Bay Area. things like that. San Diego, maybe. Don't quote me, but definitely in the Cali area. Funk just rules, you know. I mean, the classics like Funkadelic, Parliament, Sly and the Family Stone, Curtis Mayfield, kinda. I'd link him in there with the classics. Another one for funk punk is Faith No More, man. I love Faith No More. Their stuff is sick, especially their stuff with Mike Patton from Mr. Bungle. My favorite album of theirs and song is "We Care a Lot." Um, and of course, another jam, of course, is Epic. Epic. A lot of people probably don't get down to it, but I mean, I love that song dearly. I think it's cool. I mean, and you can definitely see like the Faith No More is from San Francisco, and like I said, you can definitely see the inspiration from like Funkadelic, and just that whole side of California was like just heavy on the walls and just sick funk riffs and you know. So yeah, funk punk. For genre number one, check it out. Love it. Those are my three artists. I don't really have any honorable mentions for this right now because I didn't. Those are just like the three funk punk bands I know of. I'm sure if you hit up Spotify and check it out, you could probably find a bunch more. I mean, off the dome, I can't. I mean, maybe Primus, but Primus is more like psychedelic polka, you know. So, yeah. Moving on. Okay, so trip hop music and samples. This is one of my favorite. If you look deep on my channel, you'll see that I was into making like lo-fi beats and trip hop beats. I've played a few shows with my sample machine. I own a SP505. And they're just remarkable. It's fun music. It's fun to get a drum track and kind of design different sounds with different effects and filters and different samples and stuff. So I love it. Flying Lotus is on number one. He's from California, LA, of course. I want to say he came out around 2007 with his Reset EP. And then following that was his album LA, or I believe it's LA. But everything that I've ever seen by him, like if you've listened to Adult Swim growing up on as a kid in the early 2000s and early 90s, you've probably heard plenty of his music. It's like he captures the image of like Adult Swim music to me. To me personally, it's just a personal opinion. That's why I love him. It's like I almost get a nostalgia feel to it. And there's something that draws me to that style of music. It's super like down low, especially when it's like at night and you're just chilling and you put on some Flying Lotus. My favorite album is easily 2012's Until the Quiet Comes. You bump that album on like a chill night and you got like maybe like an incense burning or some candles going and you just bump that and you're just chilling, writing down ideas or just having like a crafty night, dude. It's perfect. It's super, and he hits like super cool like patterns and time signatures too. Like he's got like the and it's dude, yeah, his time signatures are always cool. He messes a lot. He fucks with Thundercat, and Thundercat actually was involved with suicidal tendencies as well. So a lot of you might not know that him and his brother were affiliated with ST. I shouldn't say affiliated, sorry. But you know, like they're buddies, they're allies. I think even Thundercat might even still play shows like that. I know he's on NPR desk all the time, and I'm a big Thundercat fan. I'd almost fit him in the like trip hop sample lane as well. Okay, number two. All right, I got some records here that are actually trip hop records, and this is actually on Flying Lotus's label, Brain Feeder. This next artist, Sam I Am. Sam I Am. That's the Brain Feeder logo right there. Definitely check out Brain Feeder and their music, dude. It's their stuff is so good, man. It's just like I said, heavily influenced by sample machines. I know he samples a lot of the Residents, which we'll get into later. Um, and just the way he captures it. I want to say he's another early 2000s cat. This album, I believe, came out in 2011. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure this is 2011. Also, from the LA area. I can't remember where he's from, but he moved to LA. He got into making beats and he moved to LA, and he's been living there for a while. Um, he was dude. Sam I Am was actually one of the. I think he had a track on Adult Swim as well, and he was one of the first like artists in the whole trip hop genre that I discovered, and I fell in love with him right away. Right away. Um. So yeah, Sam I Am and Brain Feeder, the record label, 110%. If you're a hip hop head or funk or soul, check that label out, dude. Or like even deep, like they got some like breakcore electronic stuff in there too. So and like jazz fusion. So give Flying Lotus is he's like a professor of his craft. So definitely if you're into like music and stuff like that, give him a check out. You know what I mean? Give him a look him up. Moving right along to the OG of it all, I gotta give R.I.P. Namaste, and I gotta give thanks for everything he's done for this. The OG, I got a couple records here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The man himself, all caps. Don't forget all caps, baby. Metal Fingers, baby. MF Doom, all caps. Don't forget it. MF Doom. You can almost even fit him under the outsider category. 1990. I mean, he was with KMD, with him and his brother sadly R.I.P. as well got shot. I believe he got murdered. He was in KMD, 1988 through 94. Shout out 94, the year I was born. Um, Also, like Adult Swim style, he sampled cartoons. Um, Operation Doomsday, probably my favorite album. I know that's cliche. Food's really good too. My favorite song is actually Hey off of Food. So yeah, I own these two records. I love his instrumentals when I was making beats back in the day. I owned an MPC 500 as well, which is this is one of my favorite pictures. It's fucking double fisting the blunts on the MPC 1000, fucking up the game, dude, with the turntables, digging and shit. Yeah, and there's a lot of cool like extras in these too, so definitely check them out. These are some of my prized possessions right here. My herb shuttles or my special herbs volumes. I need to collect the rest of them because I'm a huge MF Doom fan. I like all his work. With him and MF Grimm, Madlib, all that shit, dude. Everything. His shit with Danger Mouse, or Danger Mouse was freaking amazing. Sofa King, with they did a song about Sofa King with All Between Hunger Force. Like I said, Adult Swim, it's just like all in the blueprint for the underground, like weird nighttime aesthetic, and I love it. And like I said, if I'm hanging out late night, odds are I'm listening to that. Same with like Rap Snitches too. It's amazing. So yeah, R.I.P. to the King, MF Doom. Thank you for everything you've done. We're paying homage and showing love on the Fractured Skull Network. Go check you out. Some MF Dooms, all freaking caps. Don't forget it. Break out a 40 and get the cream, baby. Moving right along, some honorable mentions I want to shout out. We all know MF Doom's New York. Like the other two were L.A., but MF Doom is New York through and through. You can the graffiti and everything. So, and I love New York. I'm a huge fan of New York. I've never been to New York, but I would love to go. Just like the punk rock culture, the hip hop culture, the skateboarding culture. Everything about New York is just dope. Like the fucking road rage, the shit talking, being hard. I just love it. It calls me. But yeah, back to the honorable mention. Sorry for the little pivot. My design, MNDSGN, spelled MNDSGN. Excuse me. Also California. He's got like an 80s synth style, but some of his early stuff are kind of like very Sam I Am-ish. Not nowhere near it, but it's like kind of similar. They use unique sounds and different percussion noises and samples to make amazing beats. Check his earlier and newer stuff out because it's all good. Knowledge. He has a subgroup with Anderson Paak called No Worries, and X Worries. Knowledge is spelled KN. They all spell their fucking shit weird, which is pretty sick. Honestly, it's pretty dope. I like the key code of it all. It's kind of like code and underground, so it's like you got to know your shit to know it. So it's cool to me. KNX. It's pretty much the vowels or X's, and I own a record of his. I want to say it's Hood Dreams. I think I own Hood Dreams, and it's fucking one of my. I lent it to a buddy, and I never got it back. I'll get it back eventually. I just know he's having fun with it. He's a more hip hop head cat, and he's into the sampling and making hip hop beats more nowadays than I am. So I'm like, all right, bro, you can just hang on to it, man. I get it. You know, I ain't tripping. I normally get my stuff back. And Devon Hu, which is also another one of my favorites. He's got an album called The Color Purple, I think. It's something purple, something to do with purple. Devon Hu, DEVONWHO, all one word. I want to say they're all under Stone's Throw Records. I'm pretty sure. Stone's Throw, another amazing trip hop, hip hop, soul, different atmosphere record label. I 100%, 210%. Even Earl Sweatshirt has a song about Stone's Throw. I'm pretty sure MF Doom was on Stone's Throw. So, yeah, definitely check him out. Peanut Butter Wolf is another great one on Stone's Throw. He like cuts it up on the tables and knows all about that. Same with Ross G. Ross G's another honorable mention. All right, dudes. Thank you. We're gonna cut to break real quick, and we're gonna come back. We got 3 more genres. And that's the video, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be right back. Yo, what up? And we're back. All right. So moving right along, outsider music. I've really dove deep into this last couple months because I'm really fascinated by this, and I'm sure everybody else is. It's just kind of like music from the Twilight Zone, you know, that's like unconventionally made with like almost zero how do I say technique. There's like no, they just like design their own platform of music and made it into a reality. And a lot of these are like mentally ill people, which is even more fascinating. And like I don't want to like say like that like mental illness is like a leading on to certain levels of creativity, because I don't think that at all. And I just wanted to let that be known before we go on. But I'm not saying it's not like you can't access it without it though too, because some of the greatest art has came from mentally ill people. But yeah. Anyways, we'll start this bad boy off right now with The Residents, which is, oh man, I love them. They're so weird. They came out in 1974 with Meet the Residents. On the album, it's like I want to say it was a Rolling Stones cover or a Beatles album cover. I want to say it was the Rolling Stones cover, and they were like drawn on. No one even knows who the Residents are. And I'm a huge fan of them, of course, because they got the eyeball, and I'm a huge eyeball, as you could tell by my freaking logo. Um, I love shit with fucking eyeballs. Sam I Am, the guy we covered earlier, he actually samples a lot of the noises they make and cool sounds, which also helps his unique sound, which is fucking dope. Um, yeah, I know that a lot of their stuff is performance art too. Like if you go to their shows, they're dressed wacky and they got a lot of blow up stuff and like weird. It's just weird. It's not like something you hear on the radio when you hear it. It's just like, it's kind of, it gives you that sense like, oh, this is nice. You don't hear this shit every day, and it's like not typical music structured shit. It's just out there and you're listening to it. It's beautiful, and I love The Residents. Big fan. Check them out. My favorite song by them is Easter Woman. It's kind of got a little structure, but it's still weird, and like it's got like some fuzz guitar in there too, which I'm a fan of. So yeah, check them out, man. Check them out. The Residents are cool, dude. Moving right along. Number two is probably honestly my favorite outsider music artist, simply because he's just like a punk rock icon to me and probably a lot of others. Wesley Willis, the fucking man, dude. A lot of people know him. 1995, out of Chicago. He was a schizo artist. Like his drawings, phenomenal. He like sits out in certain spots and just like the way he captures the like landscapes and like the scapes of the buildings and stuff. It's just genius, and you could tell he sees things a lot different than we see shit, or like you and I see shit, I should say. It's very unique, very cool. I think his mind's beautiful but scary. Like I've watched this documentary, and like his voices in his head are a little uncontrollable and a lot and really loud, and like just like going through that and the way he writes about it. Like he's got a song called Outbursts that like goes into it, and it's cool. A lot of his music is made on a keyboard. I mean, he was with a punk band for a while, which fucking ruled, by the way. Check his punk shit out. I'm sorry, I forgot the punk band he was in. Excuse me. I know Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys, actually, I want to say helped produce a lot of his stuff and helped him out quite a bit. They were pretty good friends. Sadly, R.I.P. and Namaste, Wesley Willis passed away due to cancer. Yeah, his music was a keyboard style, and it's all the same track, but some of them are sped down, some of them are sped up, some of them are in different keys, some of them are in different filters. So it's like the same thing. It's so unique, dude. Definitely check an album of his out. My favorite one is his Rock and Roll Will Never Die. And it's just like songs about like shows he's seen and people he's met and like his friends and stuff. And like, God, it's 1996. It's so good, dude. And just like I said, different BPMs, different tones, and he hits different tones. And at every song he always ends, rock over London, rock over Chicago. And then it'll like say something about some generic product like Folgers, drink it to the last drop, or good to the last drop, and it's just like in a weird way, it makes you happy. I love riding around town listening to Wesley Willis, especially like his stuff that's like more on the brighter side. Like has a song about Morbid Angel that's one of my favorites. Is the one about Morbid Angel. He even has a song about Jello. So yeah, check out his art, check out his music. Rock and Roll McDonald's, you gotta fucking love that song. I think he has a song about Batman whooped his ass, which is fucking hilarious. He was a character. He was easy to love. So Wesley Willis, man, like he would headbutt his fans, dude. That's how he showed love. He has like a mark and a constant bruise on his head from just like hi, boom, and just headbutting his friends, you know, like what's up, buddy, boom. I would have died to get a headbutt from Wesley Willis, man. Um, with that, I'll conclude that on him. I love him. God rest his soul. Number three, also I believe he's deceased, which I'm a decent fan of, but not as big as Wesley. And this is it's a pretty given one. Daniel Johnston, 1981, also a schizophrenic, pretty heavily medicated dude. He like made like little characters up in his head, and he thought like the devil and devils and stuff were after him. He also had another very beautiful, weird mind. Um, his first album was Songs of Pain, I believe, and he would also write songs because he was really in love with a girl named Laurie, and they were like super best friends still till the day he died, I believe. So yeah, uh, definitely check out Daniel Johnston. I need to watch his documentary. I've seen clips and bits and pieces of it. But like I said, his music's good. He plays it on like an electric keyboard, almost like kind of reminds me of like some Modest Mousey stuff. Like you can definitely tell there's some influence by Daniel Johnston and Modest Mouse stuff because like it's it's like the Beatles meets just like shitty phone recorded piano music, old time piano music. It's brilliant. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. And like later on, I think his stuff even developed as well. So moving on, some honorable mentions. Oh boy, here we go. Brian Wilson, California, the lead creative force in the Beach Boys. He lost his mind, and his manager, therapist dude didn't help either. He was like driving him crazy. I think he's still driving him crazy. He hasn't even like talked to his daughter in years, which is sad because I'm a huge Brian Wilson fan. I think the Beach Boys are great. I like them way more than the Beatles. I'm a huge Beach Boys fan. I'm not even a big Beatles fan. Like, don't come after me. I might even get some shit. The Beatles, yeah, they're cool, but they're no Beach Boys. Do your research on the Beach Boys, dude, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially Brian Wilson and just like their earlier albums, like Animal Laughs or something like that. I'm kind of Laughing Tracks, yeah, Laughing Tracks, and then something Animals. I can't think of it right now because I'm going crazy, dude, and I got a million things going through my head. But yeah, Brian Wilson, Beach Boys, check him out. I mean, you probably know about the Beach Boys, but dig a little deeper into Brian Wilson because he's pretty big cat. Same with another freaking legend from another freaking band, Syd Barrett, 1970 England, the original singer and creative force of Pink Floyd. A lot of you some know he was on like Piper Gates at Dawn and A Saucer Full of Secrets. See Emily Play. He was a genius behind that. All his albums are amazing. The Madcap Laughs I can't get enough of. The Octopus Ride. She Was Long Gone. All those tracks on that album. It's kind of like I'm stealing this from an interview with Cedric Bixer Savala from Mars Volta. He kind of broke it down really good, especially in like his album Opal and Barrett, where like it's kind of like you're listening to that one episode of Rick and Morty where like I think it's Morty or Rick, where he's like singing and he's like, "Help me," and he was like asking for help, but like everyone like was like listening to the music instead of like helping him. His story's sad. They kicked him out because he lost his. I think he was originally a schizophrenic, and then like he just took acid way too much, dude. He just got into that psychedelic loop and just. There's like photos of him in the studio like at night, or like not at night, but studio like in the late. I forget when. I think it was when they were recording "Wish You Were Here," which is oddly enough an album about him. And yeah, he was just bald and not looking good, and I think he died after that, shortly after. So also, R.I. freaking P. Sid Barrett, amazing artist. I know David Gilmour even helped produce and create like his solo stuff. So I mean, it's not like they were trying to like be dickheads about it. He just kind of lost it. Like I heard he was like playing random notes and detuning his guitar and just like making random screams and just lost it. Which it's sad to hear because he was a really good creative drive force, especially the level of charisma and stuff I heard he had. Moving right along, this is going to come to a surprise, but another outside artist that I think captured the minds of many is DJ motherfucking Screw, dude. Houston, Texas. I want to say in the 90s, just taking the fucking shit over. He created his own sound by like sipping lean, and like he would take records and slow them down and chop them. And he has his own time signature. Like it'd be rapping, and it's like time when it's going when it's going pop, you know. I know that was kind of sketchy, but yeah. He ran Houston. He died in his studio. Another R.I.P. Namaste. He died in his studio, sipping lean, getting crunk, and cutting records. But like I said, I admire his sound. There's plenty of DJs, and you hear his influence in music every freaking where. From even New Yorkers like A$AP Rocky chopping their shit. You know what I mean? Anytime you hear a chop, slowed down, like down low verse, you can thank Screw for that. And his whole clique was good. The whole screwed up clique, Big Pokey, Lil Kiki, all those cats, man. The whole Houston scene, man. So definitely check it out. I'm a huge fan of chopped and screwed rap and Houston, stuff like that. Big Mo, all that. So check them out, man. All right. This is another one of my freaking favorites that I've been jamming heavy lately. It's more on the electronic side. Breakcore, jungle beat, liquid beat. Fuck, man, where do I begin? It's just I really got into it thanks to like Death Grips and Aphex Twin. And like honestly, growing up, I never knew how much was like subconsciously installed into my brain. Like for example, the game Ape Escape. Growing up, the whole soundtrack is breakcore beats, dude. Breakcore beats with like cool electronic noises, like the piano. Dun, 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 dun. Same with like the Powerpuff Girls, dude. The Powerpuff Girls intro is a straight breakcore song that fucking rules, man. So for real, check that shit out, dude. It's sick. I want to say it was definitely like brought up in the 90s. I know Aphex Twin was doing it. The Prodigy was doing it. It's just a cool sound with like it's like a mellow, sometimes mellow, like sounding melodic melody. And then they come in with this crash and it's dude, I can't get enough of it. Also, on like a late night Adult Swim sound, you know what I mean? Which also kind of led me onto it. Some some artists, like I already mentioned, Death Grips, Aphex Twin. Normally with this, I can't really give you like a whole lot of like dates and times for like albums and stuff, because like with this, I normally just hop on Spotify or YouTube and look up like breakcore playlists, or like jungle playlists, stuff like that. Some that actually caught my eye though is like Hopper, HOPPER 1000. Oh man, his album is sick. It's full of weird samples, and like he'll go from like dark, gloomy in the basement to like sunny day to like bang and rave. It's insane, dude. It's cool. It's trippy. Roughneck Killa also brings the bass with the super intense fucking snare and hi hat line. With the drum line, whatever you'd say. Flying Lotus even has some breakcore in it, man. He does some breakcore-esque stuff, especially with like it almost fits right in there with like jazz fusion because of the progression and the percussion. It's just super fast. You could definitely check some out. I'm gonna mention this later on, but I'm gonna leave a link in my bio for my Spotify and stuff like that. I just made a badass hardcore playlist. I made some other some other playlists. So check that out, man. I'm gonna put it in all my videos. I know I've been slacking, but I'm gonna have my link to my Spotify so you can check out what's going down in the descriptions. All right, and finally, to finish this bitch off, here we go. 80s and 90s jazz fusion and J-pop. This is how we're getting down, y'all. Another one that was kind of installed subconsciously growing up. I'm gonna kick this off with my fucking absolute favorite jazz fusion band, Cassiope. Straight out of Japan, 1978. Super fun to watch. My favorite live, like watching them live. They're like having fun, jamming the fuck out. They're doing like choreographed fucking Iron Maiden shit. Dude, it's just dope, dude. Their keyboard guys like sitting back, fucking killing it. Yeah, dude, check them out. Plus anything out of Japan that's like technical, you know you're in for something fucking gnarly, dude. Mint Jams, check out Mint Jams, Mind's Eye, in their first album with the fucking race car on it. I don't really know the name because it's in Japanese, but all masterpieces. All three of those albums, masterpieces. 10 out of 10 recommend. Especially if like you're cruising home and you hit golden hour. That's like my golden hour. Sun's like kind of got that relaxing gleam to it, you know. You kick on some Cassiope and just kind of glide on out, you know. Just cool it on home, man. All right, Cassiope, shout out. Coming out of Japan. Number 2 for the 80s jazz fusion and K-pop. No K-pop. No. J-pop. The Rippingtons. I don't even really know where they're from. They could be from abundance of places. They're like old school. Like they got like the cool like jazz cat paintings with like the fedora or whatever that hat is. I'm gonna get some shit for that. But the cool hat, and he's like surfing on a guitar. Their album cover, I love their album covers. Their albums, Kilimanjaro 1988 and Moonlighting 1986. Amazing. Both, all of them masterpieces. Check them out, dude. For sure, check them out, dude. Also, like late night, I like to listen to them like at night when I'm driving around, just clearing my head. It's super mellow, but yet complex. But it's almost like Weather Channel and 90s, 80s Weather Channel new music. Yeah, similar to that, or like a lot of people would classify it elevator music. Same with Cassiope. But I mean, if you listen to the in depths of it, it's pretty well structured and super technical. So yeah, check them out. And then last but not least, dude, I I'm hyped to let people know about this shit, dude. If you can't rock 'em, shock 'em, baby. Heavy Machinery. It's actually an album. It's a studio album. Released. It was a studio album it was a collaboration album with guitarist Alan Holdsworth, which that dude fucking shreds. Keyboardist Jens Johansson and drummer Anders Johansson. Released in Japan and Sweden in 1996. They also have a U.S. released edition too. Two different covers, both the album covers. I'll put them up, but fuck, both of them are cool. This shit is literally like Primus meets Cassiope meets like Nitro, because the fucking guitar is just... It's in fucking insane, dude. Some of the greatest guitar playing I've ever heard in my life. Like, Polyphia shit. Like, check it out, dude. If you thought Nitro was a sick album with Michael Bateau, Michelangelo Bateau, fuck, man. Yeah, it's insane. Definitely just check it out, dude. All right, and that's the five. That's the five right there. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna be posting my Spotify account on all my stuff. I'd love for you guys to check it out. Come hang out, jam. I'm on Discord. Fractured Skull. So yeah, if you wanna get a hold of me and bullshit, I'm pretty easy to. I'm cool, man. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you gain some knowledge about some cool music, man. Like I said, stay underground, cause it ain't fucking safe up here. Peace.